Good morning. In an early video, I talked about whether I would buy the UI16 again today. Now, I've had the UI16 for, 8 to 10 years. I've been very happy with it. It's done a great job. Back when I bought it, it was priced at, I think, $349, and the only competing stage box mixer in that price range was the Behringer unit, which was a couple $100 more. So the UI certainly made sense back then. It's been a great unit. But today, everybody has them out. QSC, PreSonus, Mackie, and Behringer, Zoom. There's a lot of stage box mixers out there. So would I buy the UI16 again today if I were looking to buy one right now? I'm going to talk a little bit more about that right here. Let's get started.
Now, looking through the available digital stage box mixers that I've been able to find, the only two that are in the $500 price range, and I think you could reasonably use with a small band, would be the Soundcraft UI16 and the Behringer XR18. Those are the two that are priced right around $500. There are some differences. That's what we're going to discuss. We're going to compare these two. Now, if you've watched any of my videos on the UI16, you've seen this interface lots of times. And the UI16 does not require an app to run like the XR18 does. All you need is a browser. And most computers have a browser, I'm sure. This is by far the easiest, most intuitive interface that there is. Of all the ones I've used the Mackie and I've used the Behringer stage box mixers. And this is by far the easiest, the most intuitive, the simplest to learn. It's also the one that has the least features, though, so you want to keep that in mind. But if you're not the nerdy type and you want something that's the easiest, this is by far the easiest interface to learn as far as running your mixer. Now, on the XR18, you have to use an app. It's called XR, and it is considerably more complicated than the UI16 app. Part of that is because you have so many more features than you have on the UI16. But you can learn it. It can be done. It just takes a little bit more time, a little bit more of a learning curve. But everything is here that you would need, and I've run it, and it didn't take me that long to figure it out. But it is definitely a more complicated interface than with the UI16. But it works just fine. Now, I understand that on Apple, this is the Windows XR version, that the Apple version might be a little bit different, but I don't know. I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker, so I've never played with the Apple version. So anyway, there's the interface for the XR18. In my opinion, this is what it comes down to. Which of these are important to you? The UI16 with its 12 channels or the XR18 with 16 channels? And I will say 4 extra channels can make a difference. The preamps, I like the preamps of the XR18 better. Not dramatically better, but they did sound better to me. Recording with the UI16, you can record just the stereo output. With the XR18, you can record multi-track or the stereo output or all of it. I think it'll record 22 tracks or something. But then there's the interface issue, which on the UI16 is fairly easy to learn. It's the easiest one of all that I've seen, where the XR18 does have a bit of a learning curve. It's not quite as easy, partly because it has so many more features. So you have to look at those things and see which ones of those are the most important to you when it comes to deciding what you might want to buy. And here's the real kicker. The XR18, with all those extra features and extra channels, is $100 cheaper than the UI16. I think that's a real problem for Soundcraft.
So in conclusion, the only two mixers that are in the $500 price range would be the UI16 and the Behringer XR18. And I think the XR18 has the advantage. The big things about the XR18 for me would be the fact that you've got 16 preamps, 16 channels compared to just 12 for the UI. I've used both units, and the preamps of the XR18 sound better to me than the UI. And another big thing, with the XR18 you can do multi-track recording. And you may not be into that now, but believe me, you're going to want to be able to multi-track record. So I would go with the XR18 if I were buying one right now. But that's not to say that the UI is out of contention. If you're not interested in multi-track recording and you want the easiest to use interface, by far, the most basic and intelligent, intuitive interface would be the UI unit. I just think they need to adjust the price a little bit. So if you are in the market for something, call my buddy Evan at Sweetwater. He'll give you a deal. Thanks for watching.